In the last video, we worked on the A2 chord and the E minor chord. Now I want to teach you the D2. Now you'll notice on your chord diagrams right there in the middle, there's an X over the 6th and 5th string, meaning you will not play those strings. Again, you're going to hit them accidentally. It's not going to hurt you. It'll be okay. You'll learn to just get the 4 strings. But need to know they're not part of the chord. You'll also notice that you only have one set of numbers by the dots. And what that means is you need to play this chord this way for now. I'll show you other ways to play it in the future, but for now, it's important that you play it this way. And the most important thing is that your 3rd finger is on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret. That is super critical. That's where it's got to go, because that's going to be your home there for a long time, for a lot of chords. You're going to use that a ton. So, to make this chord, your 1st string is open, your 2nd string, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, your 3rd string, 1st finger, not 2nd finger, 1st finger, 2nd fret. You're going to need your 2nd and 4th finger later. There's places that you'll learn to use them. You're even going to learn to play one of the most famous songs around the key of D of all times. This is a D chord. We mess around with it and we make music. It's great. The D2. There it is. Okay, hear how these strings are ringing? If they're not ringing, you need to look at your hands and figure out what's wrong. It could be that you don't have enough tension on the string. See, I start with no tension, I pull down on it. How hard do you press down? Everybody asks this question. The answer is, you press down hard enough to get a good sound. That's as hard as you need to press. Any harder than that, you're effectively taking that string, that note, and you're bending it. There's times for a bend. This is not one of them. So you want to put just enough pressure in that you're getting good sound. Again, where are your fingers in the pocket between the frets? You want your fingertips up close to the fret wire, not touching it, because again, if it's too far forward, the sound is bad. Listen to this. When I slide it forward, hear how it chokes it out? That's too far forward on the fret. It needs to be behind the fret. There it is. Nothing fancy. Easy, easy. That's it. Now, if you've watched all these lessons back to back, at this point, after playing the previous 2 chords, your fingers are probably starting to hurt. Let me suggest you press pause, walk away. I don't care what you do. Grab a Coke, grab a sandwich, whatever. Here's what I want you to know. Your fingertips are not used to this. They're going to need breaks. So when you need a break, set your guitar down, walk away, go do something else, give yourself 15 or 20 minutes, and come back to it. There's no sense of hurting yourself. If you stay on top of this thing, and you keep playing and keep playing and keep playing just because you want to, even when it hurts, the tips of your fingers are going to be so super sensitive that it's going to be impossible for you to play. So if your fingertips are hurting right now, press pause, walk away. YouTube will be here as long as you've got internet service, and you can come right back to it. If you're ready to move on, though, let's work on getting these 3 chords together, and we're going to play them one at a time. So let's start with the D2. Remember, your 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string. 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string. Your 1st finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string. There it is. So here is your D2. Nothing to it. Now I suggest, as you're trying to find your way in these chords, that you strum real slow, because that allows you to hear each individual note. It'll allow you to hear when you hit a wrong note. It'll allow you to hear when your fingers accidentally flub a note. Because I got my pinky finger too close. It'll allow you to hear if your fingers are too far back in the fret. Hear that? Gotta slide it up. It'll allow you to hear if your fingers are too loose on the string. Loose. Bringing down the pressure. Okay, so there's your D2. Now let's make the change to your A2, and let's use your second and third finger. So think about that A2, look at it, make the change. Once you get it in place, strum it. That's all you need to do, just strum it. Okay, you've made that change to A. You're using your second and third finger. Now, like we talked about in the previous lesson, think about what you have to do to change it to an E minor. Visualize it in your mind before you even try. What has to happen? Think about it. Getting that first finger down on the second fret on the 5th string, lifting that third finger up. Probably going to have to slide my hand forward a little bit. Okay, you ready? Let's make the change to E minor. Here it is. That's all there is to it. Okay, think about what kind of change you got to make to go back to A2. Got it in your head. Keeping that second finger right on the same string, making the change. There it is. There's your A2. Nothing to it. Now, we're going to make the change to the D. Think about what's going to happen. Your second and third fingers are going to go down one set of strings to thinner strings. So they're going to go from the 3rd and 4th string to the 2nd and 3rd. And your 3rd finger is going to have to slide up to the 3rd fret. So with that thought fresh in your head, let's make the change. You ready? There's your A, and there's your D2. That's it. Let me make that change again. A2, D2. A2, D2. A2, D2. Okay, let's edit that back. Edit that back. So we're going from your A chord, A2, and we're going to make the change to your D2. So this will go from your 2nd and 3rd finger to your 1st and 3rd, making the move. Going back, 2nd and 3rd finger. Going back, 1st and 3rd. Back to 2nd and 3rd finger for the A. Back to 1st and 3rd. Ending back on the A2.